Well, security was ramped up in court today after a convicted murderer's outburst during a high-profile trial. James Bush was convicted of the first-degree murder of 6-year-old Martin Payne yesterday, shortly after he swore at the daughters of the man he killed. The daughters told the court about how the deadly violence shattered their lives. CTV's Shannon Patterson reports.
Friends and family of Martin Payne were emotional as they left court, having just read victim impact statements at the sentencing hearing for one of his killers, James Lee Bush.
I didn't really necessarily feel the need to say anything to him, so I thought of myself as speaking directly to the judge and letting him know what I had experienced and how it had affected my life, rather than even thinking that he was listening.
On Wednesday, a jury convicted Bush of first-degree murder in the brutal slaying of 60-year-old Martin Payne in his mi-jung home in July 2019. Bush and his co-accused Zachary Armitage had just escaped from nearby William Head Prison and were lying in wait for him. Payne's daughter Jessica telling the court, "The grief of losing a person so dear has been heightened and prolonged by the manner of his death. When I think of him, my mind inevitably finds him fighting for his life and dying without loved ones, surrounded by cruelty in his own home. This thought is unbearable for me." His daughter Kala adding, "Through this, all I can do is hope. Hope that in his final moments, he imagined us putting our arms around him in a massive group hug one last time. That thought gave him peace to take on everything that was happening in that moment, and it freed him from all pain."
It was hard for all of us listening to that today. It's funny, as a Crown prosecutor, I've seen these photos. I've been dealing with this rather horrific matter for a very long time, and yet there's moments when it really does hit you, the lives that have been destroyed because of what happened.
James Lee Bush chose not to speak during today's sentencing hearing. He had been placed in leg shackles and was surrounded by sheriffs at the request of Crown after he directed an expletive-laced rant toward the Payne family following yesterday's guilty verdict. His co-accused Zachary Armitage pleaded guilty to first-degree murder halfway through the trial and, like Bush, will be sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years.
We're happy that accountability is being taken with that length of sentence, and we hope that no one else will ever have to experience what we've experienced because he will be away.
Payne's family was in court for every moment of the trial. They're now heading home to Vancouver Island, having found a measure of justice for a beloved husband, father, and brother senselessly murdered by strangers. Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Vancouver.